Joining us in studio right now, he was on the show a couple of weeks ago from Regina, Saskatchewan. He's always traveling, though, so we got him in studio. Ross Mahoney, Assistant General Manager of the Washington Capitals, looking very dapper.
Isn't that a good-looking suit?
Yeah, Ross, thanks for coming down.
Well, my pleasure.
On a game day. Sometimes you tape and you watch the games after, you said, though.
That would be true, yeah.
You ever see the Dos Equis commercial, the coolest guy in the world? It's Ross Mahoney.
Yeah.
Ross Mahoney does the Dos Equis commercial.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
If you're watching this stream at sportscage.com, it is good. I'm sure Curtis is working some magic over there to do something. Ross, first off, you want to talk about the Western Canada Pro Scouts Foundation.
Yeah, it was started a couple of years ago. It's a nonprofit organization. We started it to honor scouts. We didn't want to lose those scouts who've been the icons in the industry, people like Barry Fraser or Lauren Davis. And we had an original startup banquet to raise money for a display that we put in the Okotoks Arena. And we had Ron McLean come in and Elliot Friedman, John Shannon, and they were all part of roasting Ron McLean. From there, we took it to our first inductee ceremony, and we had... the theme was Tales of the Road. We had Ken Holland and Craig McTavish and Archie Henderson and former scouts and GMs that came in, and it was a very entertaining evening where we inducted a group into our wall of honor that we call it in the Okotoks rink. We're doing another induction this summer in July in Okotoks, and that'll be the hot stove with all the Sutter brothers.
Oh,
so that'll be exciting. And
what about is the one coming that didn't play in the NHL? He's like the rich farmer?
I don't know if he won the lottery.
He won the lottery.
He won the lottery. I mean, yeah. Didn't play in the NHL, but won the lottery.
I want to interview that guy.
Yeah. So that's where we're at so far, and the purpose also is to help people in need, or communities in need, trying to give back into the communities that the Scouts live in. And we started in Western Canada just to kind of come up with a template for the rest of the world. We're all scouts, and we're all trying to. We have our jobs, and so we started in Western Canada, as I said, and we're pretty excited about bringing it to Regina later on in September. It'll be September 30th, which is the National Day of Reconciliation.
Yeah,
and so our theme will be celebrating Indigenous hockey legends. And we've got Brian Trottier coming in. We've got Jordan Tutu, Ron DeLorme, the King brothers, DJ and Dwight, John Morasti, to name a few. We've also waiting to hear back on some other people that'll be able to come. And like I said, those money raised will be, obviously we use it to help some of the scouts in need. We've already done that in the past with a couple scouts who had some serious medical issues, and helping them pay for, what medicine that they need. And then also giving back to the community. Our one we had in last year in Okotoks, we gave back to the Bear Clan group in Calgary, which is a group that works with street people.
Oh, yeah.
We also helped out with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. There was a young fella that had never been to an NHL game, and we got him tickets for him and his father to go watch Chicago at Vancouver. And hopefully here in Regina, we're looking at kids sport. We're looking at the Outdoor Hockey League. I think that's run with Ranch Airlo and the Circle Project. So those are all kind of charities we'd like to give back to the community.
The one in Regina, Truth and Reconciliation Day, that lineup, if the guys from Round Lake Bears are in the area, they're going to be trying to sign all those guys to play provincials next year. They'll be coming to that, guaranteed. What will that event all entail? Like just everybody speaking, which those guys could probably go all night.
Yeah, it'll be a hot stove for sure. With Trottier and like I said, Tutu, Ron DeLorme, and I think Tiger Williams will probably come also. I forgot to mention Tiger's name. I know he and Brian Trottier are very, very close. So usually Brian has.
Yeah.
Will Trottier bring the guitar? Will he be singing as well?
I don't know. I don't know. Does he sing as well as you did at the Stanley Cup party in my backyard, Sharky? I don't know.
Trottier and Clark Gillies did a couple of songs when the Pats had the Memorial Cup celebration. Yeah. And Trottier's a great guitar player.
What song did you say that Believe by Brooks and Dunn?
Yeah, Believe. Yeah.
There you go. You got...
Well, we can do other ones. We've done other stuff at Ross's backyard, so that's okay.
So it'll be a hot stove. We'll also have a lot of auctions, trying to get a lot of these Indigenous legends and their sweaters and auction them off. And looking forward.
Where's it going to be?
We're going to have it at the Connexus Center.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
And then so we can keep people abreast of how to get tickets and all that as we go.
That's all going to come out in about another week. We're going to have a major sort of press release. But, I appreciate you guys let me come on today just to get it out to the public about what is going to happen on September 30th here in Regina.
Yeah.
You could be on every day just to talk about stuff.
We'll be on.
Anything.
You might get a little bored with that, Sharky.
Well,
I golf with you. It's okay. We can keep that chat going.
Just see some of the stuff that Sharky brings to the production meetings. It's like,
pass.
Sharky didn't take his meds today. That's great. We'll keep everybody informed here. We're all on board with this. Maybe the Sports Cage can help out in some way. Let's talk hockey. Can you are you allowed to talk about the other the Canadian teams? Like what the heck is going on with Los Angeles and Edmonton coming back in that series? What do you see from your scouting, from your expertise there?
I can't really talk about other teams, to be honest with you, but it was a good try. I like that. It was a really good try. Yeah. We kind of refrain from speaking about other teams, but I mean, it's playoff hockey. Anything can happen in playoff hockey, and you never know. I look back at the year we won in 2018. We dropped our first 2 games at home against Columbus.
Oh, yeah.
Went into Columbus for game 3, go to overtime. Zach Werenski walks in, hits the post, but it stays out. If it hits the post and goes in, we're down 3-0, and there's probably some bad things happening.
Yeah.
Eller scored in the next overtime. Go to round 2, we lose our first game to Pittsburgh. Go to round 3, we're down 3-2 to Tampa.
Yeah.
Go to round 4, the finals, we lose our first game to Vegas. So you never know. It's playoff hockey.
And goaltending.
We were behind in every series that year, and we were fortunate to come back and win the Cup.
Amazing that you mentioned that. What's one of your favorite memories of that year? Because it was so exciting for yourself as we were following along as you were going through that run. What's one of your favorite memories of that year winning the Cup?
I think just being on the ice after, and you celebrate that. My wife Tracy was on the ice also, and all the guys you work with. And, looking at our president of our team, Dick Patrick, who's been there since day one, and to see the joy that he had and how proud he was to see him lift that cup above his head. So just, and the players, we'd obviously had a lot of disappointments in the first and second round of the playoffs. We won the President's Trophy 3 times, which I guess sometimes is a curse.
It is.
Yeah. But no, it just, there's a lot of talk about Alex couldn't win, Ovechkin. And, he's won every possible award, including the Stanley Cup. So that put all that to rest, which was a good thing,
And still plays with the enthusiasm of a 19-year-old.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think he passed, he's either in second or third place for most hits, body checks in the history of the National Hockey League. Obviously, he's known for his goal scoring, but, the guy is a physical
he's
specimen.
a beast. Yeah,
he runs people over, and that's kind of, I think, really what makes him special is that physicality that he has. And,
What about Tom Wilson? Like the career and then where he is now, I think he should have played on the Four Nations team. I think he should get a long look at Canada's Olympic team, go just for that different edge. Him as a player, I don't know how much you scouted him back in the day, but, where he has evolved to, just talk about, like him.
Yeah, we thought that he would end up being this. I mean,
wow.
We took him at 16 in the first round of the draft. We took Philip Forsberg at 11. We took Tom at 16. And, Tom spent the first 2 or 3 years, I guess, of his career imposing his will on people. And so I think, there became some talk about he's just a big, kind of a tough guy. And we're like, no, I mean, this guy can play the game. Like I said, we would not have taken him at 16 in the first round. Mm-hmm. And, career year this year, I think he had 33 goals, and I think he's opened people's eyes a lot in the last 3 or 4 years. But he had the skill when he was younger. He played on Canada's Olympia team, and, it's just that I think people just talked about his physicality all the time. But great person, provides a tremendous amount of leadership, easily could be our captain, in the future. Yeah. But that would definitely be a real possibility, and just a real gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ross, you've been involved in the National Hockey League for over 30 years. First off, quite an accomplishment, and congratulations. Over 25 years with the Caps. But in all those years, you've seen a lot of characters come and go. And I remember you telling me one time, one guy, and he was a tough guy in your team, was a classic pianist. You guys come back to the hotel, and this guy's on the piano in the lobby, playing like Beethoven and stuff on the piano. Who was that? He was a tough guy?
Former player Archie Henderson, who I taught with. Not taught with. I scouted with in Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the of all the things you see, and the guys playing the piano.
Yeah. Well, there's more to a lot of these guys than just being hockey players. It's a lot of them are very, very talented. In a lot of other aspects of their life.
Your run, and like Sharky says, you've been in the NHL how many years?
Over 30.
Over 30 years. And I'm looking at least elite prospects here. It says this starts with an assistant coach with the Regina Pats. But like, what did you do before 93, 94? Like, weren't you in education?
I was a school teacher. Yeah. I taught school for 17 years. Had no intention when I first got my education degree and was married and started a young family and I thought I would just, do the education, be a teacher. And then somebody laid a pretty good guilt trip on me about giving back to the game, which they were right, and I tried my best not to, let that guilt seep in. But I started coaching and then got involved with coaching. And meantime, Vancouver Canucks were asking for someone to scout part-time, and someone gave them my name. So I did that for 5 years. And then I went to the school board and took a leave of absence and worked a couple of years with Buffalo, and now the last 28 with Washington.
School board's clear you're not coming back?
Yeah, probably don't want me back.
It's like the Seinfeld and Kramer goes on strike at the bagel place. No, everyone else found other jobs. Yeah. Oh man, we could go on and on and on with Ross. Okay, so but it's September 30th.
Yep.
Truth and Reconciliation Day. It's going to be at the Connexa Center. We'll keep everybody up to date here, and just quite the group to come in and speak. All the money's going back. You guys are giving back. It's the Western Canada Pro Scouts Foundation.
Yes.
Nice.
Correct.
Well done, Barney.
Right on. Thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, no, thank you very much for allowing me to come in and talk about that.
That door's always open for you.